Why is my camera not on? What's that about? Hmm. Webcamu? Hmm. Hmm. Well, hi everybody. Um, my webcam literally was working like not long ago. Ah, that's why I'm hearing myself until in live space. Got it. Why isn't my camera working? Hmm. Ah, I guess it just had to be told to behave, which I'm very good at. But hi everybody, welcome to the Friday gaming stream where I play a video game. How is everybody? Let's see. Boop, boop. Glad I don't have that shit. Uh, uh, uh. Load application, load. I'm on my way. up spot, and I will press the button. Anyway, welcome. Hi, how's everybody's Friday? How is everybody's week? How is everybody surviving in the approach to the holiday? Etc., etc. At least the game audio is working.
Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
Four packs of cigarettes. That's a lot. Okay. What were we doing? We were doing something.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Oh no.
You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
Listen, Kim, trust the process, okay?
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate. You stand and
Looks like a forest under snow. Well, Meathead can go fuck himself. I figured it out. Kvalsund. Give me that grip. Let's go press the button. Start some shit.
a rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Well, that answers that question, because I was going to be like, what does marche and arrête mean? Arret probably eventually conjugates down to arrest as in to stop. And marsh as in like march on. Fuck it, we'll press the button.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Definitely press the button. Oh, it's gonna fall. That's not precarious at all.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down.
Welcome, Rex. I'm glad to see you on multiple platforms.
This crane is built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container. Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
It's special.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position.
How you doing, Rex? How's your Whale Fjord in Ardan? How are your things?
Stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
You do? Because I don't.
Listen, Kim, you don't have the same deductive prowess of a deteriorating alcoholic. Hey,
There are a million
quiet.
containers. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband.
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
There is a way to pass a rhetoric check to convince you are showing up in combined chat. I can see you from YouTube. The gotta figure out how to get the live space into the, which if anybody from live space is watching, that would be a good thing to include. Persuade the door to open. Okay. Luck be a late. I hate Frank Sinatra. Right. The question is, how do I get back? Unless I don't.
This is the night watchman.
Yep, you're showing up here. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Is there something wrong with StreamerBot? Did I break it? I broke it, didn't I? The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. Give me that grip. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. I will take this money as well. The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Yes, they are.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used
Yeah,
to be Wild
he's
Pines.
just way too happy to be at work right now.
Now belongs to Everard.
Hi.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs? Scabs are the worst.
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Hey, listen, Kim. Mind the sass. You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Keep the amazement to yourself, guy.
The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune to himself.
Where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Yep. Ab's definition definitely is in the kitchen. Aw, Jer Bear. But I've there's a trend in bodybuilding, and I think I talked about this on stream before, of like sort of like going back into the old ways, and how they used to do diet was high protein, high fat.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so.
What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Yeah, I have, not that I am, a pinnacle of physical fitness, but I have found that if you put the exercise first, it's easy for like the food to come along behind it.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who, no, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Yeah, absolute gun show at PAX next year.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
They're nice to what, my dude? Also, how did you... I can't. I'm not gonna delve any deeper, but Zoinks Scoob.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyer.
Oh, we know who she is.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Hi, JD. Welcome. Also, thank you for stopping in on the other platform. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
The borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
That's nice of him.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
There's something very sus about this man, it might just be that he's so earnest. But hi, JD. How are your things going? How's everybody's holiday preparations coming along? If one is preparing for holidays.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Yeah, off work, but not really. Do. You wheat. Uh. And thank you. Oakley dokley. Who makes it at the whirling? Listen, beds are made specifically for laying down, and it would be a grave disservice to the bed, to the room for the bed, and to yourself who invested the money into the bed if you didn't just cock down on that thing. Obliterated. Listen, I'm hoping it was on a bed.
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
I'm looking for the leader. Ah, that is unfortunate. Was it something like tangentially, like adjacent to a bed? Something made for laying and or lounging? Just tell me it wasn't the floor or like
He's an awfully nice fellow,
the tub.
Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar.
No, no.
Good guys. Made merchandise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leah. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everett,
Of course he sat on your back.
In his office, of course.
He points to the two joint containers on your right.
Bye-bye now.
The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. What? Yeah, taking the conference call from the floor, probably better. Hey, Chris, welcome. Also, what is the internal temperature of a tauntaun? It's lukewarm. I was once so sick I crashed out on the rug in the basement at my mom's. My brother was sick with the same thing. When he phoned, he was jealous that I had that cold concrete. Ah, well, thank you for coming to lurk. I appreciate it. A stair made of pallets leading up. A taxidermy fish that tells time.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
This man's collar could accommodate a Boeing 757. That is the biggest collar on a shirt I have seen since the 70s, and I wasn't around in the 70s.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you to...
He knows my name!
Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up.
Your health.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Damn, this chair is uncomfortable.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Listen, a lot of people pay good money to get their backside violated.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It is absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
I don't care. You can try to bribe me all you want. You see, here's something I never understood about politicians. If I were a politician and someone tried to bribe me, I would accept the money. And then the next day, there would be a press release saying, hey, so-and-so made a contribution to my campaign, and in exchange, they want me to do this, and the other. Now, all those things are against my values, so I will not be doing them. But thank you for the money. Like, take the money and then don't do what they tell you to do. Like, yes, you'll be making an enemy, but you'll be making an enemy by turning down the bribe in the first place. So I'd rather turn down a bribe and like have the money than turn down a bribe and not have the money. It's also ridiculously illegal to accept a bribe, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak.
This man is
I
incredibly
rest
well
bound
informed.
for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun. lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Harry Dubois, I found this man's name.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Well, I done painted myself into a corner. No way I'm keeping my composure here.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
So what? Men can cry too.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois, he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
This man is just beating the living fuck out of this detective.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
I mean, he's just getting buried.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Now we're going to keep sliding.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
I'm here for the drama.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
You smooth-talking son of a bitch.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Boop, boop, boop. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, See what his game is first.
No, look, Kim. I need you to not beat me down at the same time too.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is, I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out. I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right. I can.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Um. We'll have a look at the folder.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the...
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back?
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
It is my first playthrough indeed, and welcome.
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
I'll have you know that I'm Team Kim.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
It is a very brilliant game, and there's some really hilarious moments. But this guy, I want to fight this guy.
That sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity
That is a lie.
presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
So, all I heard of the game before is that it was really good and that it was isometric and focused on decision making. The only thing that so far has like been unexpected is how much the cop is a colossal piece of shit. I was not prepared for that. Everything else has been like, okay, this is fine. Like you find a kid who's in desperate need of a fist fight. And despite being a little asshole, he's I hate to say a little endearing, but ooh wee is this guy a jerk. Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Like, well, I have to use my brain for a second. Boo boo boo. A friend of mine waited until I was on stream to try to figure out future plans. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty excellent. Very happy about that. Do do do. Requirements. And something else for hubby. Boo boo boo. Look, I am okay with Harry, now that we know his name, being a goddamn piece of shit. But I don't want to lift a finger to do a goddamn thing for this slime ball.
Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder.
Challenge fucking accepted. I will go. I'm gonna go find this fucking gun.
Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake too.
Yes, we both understand what you meant.
This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady Brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
What happened to the previous negotiator?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
I can't believe I've managed to find someone in this game that I hate worse than the detective. Someone who fills me with even more spite.
That much is true. His heart truly is in it. Though you wouldn't think so by looking at him. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
A guy I knew a very long time ago who was involved in the sale of slightly less than legal products. Also had a day job where he sold mattresses. And he was the finest salesman in the company. He doubled his salary every quarter in bonuses. And the way he did that was by just being creepy as shit. He was always smiling at people. He always used your name when he talked to you. And he always seemed like if he was talking to you, nothing else mattered. Like bombs could be going off around him, and he was just. And it always struck me as like insincere. And it was probably like, an amalgamation of behaviors he learned. But he was always just a little too plugged in, a little too familiar, a little too like everything. And it and apparently it works on people because this man sold expensive mattresses like they were given away.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
I don't know which show, and I think I'm pretty glad that I've dodged it.
Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Everett can be so upfront and clear about his corruption because he has enough power whereby the consequences of that corruption cannot touch him. And so he's really got nothing to say or nothing to be afraid of.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Gross. Talking to that man made me ill.
Yes?
Hmm.
You're back before the cargo container.
Yeah, everybody else was like cool, but Everett is a gigantic piece of shit. And I haven't figured out how yet, but I'm going to shit in his cereal.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right, you talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe into the armor, what did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
Well, tell me the technical stuff.
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
It's implied he finds it unlikely that you will succeed in this.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with us. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Yeah, some booze sounds like a good idea. Except that's not what we're gonna do, you knob.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Who is Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company.
Now I want to know about the guy. Tell me about the guy.
Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
What do you mean only 4? That's a lot of money.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Good night. Thank you for stopping by and have a good time.
There, in that dark green glass, all in vain, the great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Say nothing. Just take it in.
The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Zoinks, lady. That's mean. It's true, but it's mean.
Know this, you will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol.
Why is that locked? Oh, because I don't have enough money.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure. Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying
We
military
came here
haircut.
to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
Ah, so you're scabs.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
Yeah. Fuck you, scab.
You see a heavy steel door. The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends? The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Sorry, I don't understand you.
Just one word. Sounds quizzical. Then he awaits your answer with his brow arched.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka burst! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself!
If there's anything in this game that I cannot argue with, it is the goddamn necktie. The necktie be speaking my language.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Fuck it.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardy.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men. Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
It's true.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We'll let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
It's fair.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Do do do. Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions.
Let's. What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do.
Goddamn right.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Hmm. Okay. I gotta find my badge. Hmm. What is what? Why?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor.
I did it my way.
No problem, officer.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, gotta find the badge, gotta find the gun.
sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid. Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Fuck does Kuno care?
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Fuck no! What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He nods big boy style, incredibly proud of
He'd
himself.
rather die than work with the justice system.
So? Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
He looks slightly confused.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Okay.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, Grief and the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Oh, Kuno.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced.
Yes, we do.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots.
Yes, we do.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power of your imagination is at your service. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse.
What do you see?
Okay. There has to be a way into... Hold on. Right. Flashlight. Hi, Ribbon. Welcome. The detecting goes kind of poorly. I met Everett, and he browbeat me into nothingness, which was fun. And really, at this point, I am focused on being the cause of his downfall, whatever that might consist of. Also, there has to be a way into the secret area. There's got to be something I'm missing here. Yeah, it was uncomfortable enough whereby it actually started killing me, and I had to very quickly apply some medication, or else get real dead. He was also just a real piece of shit, and I don't like him at all. And I'm gonna make him miserable, one way or the other. But I'm also trying to figure out how to get onto the roof here. Because there's a lady up there smoking that I would like to talk to. Because I'm betting she either has my badge or my gun.
Can I help you?
Okay, let's go sell some stuff and make some money so I can not be stressing about that anymore. Well, we're going to go knock on a door.
The door is closed. Still, no. The lieutenant gives it. He doesn't like where this is going. This door.
It's all right. It is a worthwhile suggestion. And what I tell Kay all the time is never underestimate my ability and willingness to tell someone to go fuck themselves. Because, ooh boy, I do it a lot. Let's see. Gonna head to pawn shop. See what we see. See what we can purchase.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded.
Economical, but also trendy. Look.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off.
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. Found Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Found Ultras atop them.
I feel like there's an achievement for like getting all of the found gear and equipping all of it.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool fun.
I will pity whatever sneaker I decide to pity. You are not the boss of me.
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
It's funny because like there's this big hassle about getting the body down, but like the cause of death is really obvious. And so because you need motive, opportunity, and I forget what the third one is. But like the murder weapon, cause of death, body, all very clear. Which means you need to find the person or people who have both the motive to kill this person and the opportunity, which I found already. I just have to prove it was them. I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale.
Means, yes. Motive means an opportunity. And so like, yeah, like the group of hooligans in the whirling in rags, they're the killers. They had the opportunity. They have the means. I just got to get down to the bottom of like what their motive is.
Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Damn, so you have to buy the sneakers first.
What do you mean Pokemon is not a well-programmed game? You're treading dangerous ground, slandering the Pokemons.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Yikes. That is ballsack.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Okay, he definitely is high. Looking at his wares, talking a guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Sure thing. Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying, even when they're really being truthful.
Sure, man. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Yep, that does sound like ass programming. That's disappointing. Yeah, I remember I watched one of your streams and you were doing Pokemon raids, and like 1 out of every 10, maybe a little more often, something
Stuck in
just
the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
really buggy would happen.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorem tropes.
That all the beans you got, Tommy?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of 2 girls
This is
kissing.
Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
That's fine.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. this speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
I bet your hat would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Freed have a warehouse in the back of Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Can you tell me anything about the deceased?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really... long? I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
I love how, just with the way the pathing worked, he's pointed, like Kim looks like he's whispering sensuously into Harry Dubois' ear.
Uh-huh. Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the union. The union works for you by supplying you with cash.
Absolutely.
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now. Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
Yep. In the run-in with Everett knew his name and was like, Mr. Dubois, Harry, my old friend. And then, of course, Disco Cop's brain went into meltdown. Is like, is that my name? Okay. Well, apparently you could get into the cargo container by, like, convincing it, by talking to it. And yeah, that's gonna happen at some point. I don't know how yet, but it's gonna happen.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, Fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Get him, Lieutenant.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
Good.
Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
Don't be jealous, because no one's ever loved you.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Oh, so you're just a racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. Huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who studied these things said that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yeah, let's see what other bullshit you've cooked up.
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Okay, and?
It concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too.
Yikes!
They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
All right, everybody who's watching this stream, look at me, look at me. I have opinions about this. So opinions and facts. And here's the thing. No one whenever a racist goes on about their superiority, they never make any sort of argument of how. Because it's not physical, because the people who own the records in all of the sports and all of the tests of physical ability and endurance don't look like them. And it's not smart per se, because one, so many of the inventions that they rely upon are were or are invented by people that they would oust, including the numbers and letters that make up their language. And even if that weren't so, study after study after study has demonstrated that, barring for like real physical disability, like real birth defects, like outside of that, people are mostly as smart as everybody else. And that this quote unquote smartness is a learned thing, is something that you can teach to people. Which is why people who are well educated can like do jumping jacks, and people who don't have the benefit of education have much more trouble doing jumping jacks. And that extrapolates to like everything else. And then they want to talk about like culture, like cultural superiority, and it's like so many of their quote unquote cultural artifacts have died off because they weren't popular, and so many cultural artifacts of peoples that they would consider lesser now dominate the landscape, that it's like you're not leading on culture, you're not leading on intelligence, you're not leading on physical aspects, and you're not leading on like breeding, because the second like it's your genetic traits are not the dominant ones. Because if your genetic traits were the dominant ones, you wouldn't care about interbreeding, because you would just breed us all away. But it's not it's the other way around. So how in what way? Someone write me a well-sourced essay. Someone go on JSTOR and like give me a well-cited essay from something that isn't just from like right-wing propaganda, and explain to me in detail how this man who drives a truck for a living, who claims to have read a book at some point, is better than a well-educated, well-read, well-trained man in front of him. Like, goddamn. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, Runt. Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Yeah.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions. Oh, not much anymore. Apples?
Apples is...
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges.
That's another thing that pisses me off, is all the people who like get up their ass about what their ancestors did. Like they go on 23andMe or they go on like Ancestry.com and they find out that they're like, you know, the 400th second cousin of somebody who did something important 200 years ago. And then they're like, my great-great-great-grandpapa did something important. You owe me some respect. What did you do? AC, I think that's one of like the fundamental differences, is because I come from a long line of people who struggled and who suffered and who broke walls and who protested and who endangered themselves to benefit their families and friends and their community. And in our discussions with my family, and and like with people of my community, it's never, oh, these people did great things, and so I get to stand in the limelight that they made. It's always, what do we owe them? What do we owe our ancestors? I owe my ancestors my education. Like, it was and continues to be important that I learn how to read and I learn how to think critically, and that I absorb written information, because before it was barred to us. Because the people before who learned to read, it was illegal for them to do that. It's important that I learn history and I learn the crimes that have been committed, not just here, but everywhere. Because the people who made sure those crimes weren't forgotten sacrificed a lot, and in many cases sacrificed their lives so that that information could be known. Like, I come from a long legacy of brilliant people who were always stopped from achieving the things they could achieve due to external pressures, sometimes due to the law itself. And so what I owe to my ancestors is realizing those dreams, is to fulfilling my potential, and if nothing else, to carry on the legacy of greatness, to do something great myself, to honor my ancestors and to give the people who come after me something to look up to. And the number of people who are like, my daddy, my great grandpa built a castle. Great. What did you do? Tell me what you did. Tell me what you overcame. Tell me that you did something besides spend your parents' money, waste time in college, and step into the job that daddy's friend gave you. Tell me there was something else. Tell me that out of all that power that you wield, out of all that opportunity that was handed to you, you took that and made something with it, not just for yourself, but for your community, but for our communities. Like, yeah, those people make me sick, because it's like, you want to stand there and say that you're better than me when nothing about you is better than me, and then you want to talk to me about how it's always about what other people do, about how great grandpappy or how all of the Occidentals do this. It's like, what are you doing? Drive a truck.
Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular Koiko picked apples.
Damn, you're not gonna get more out of him on this. He's put up the wall of racism.
You said something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
Right. And like there's there is something indulgent about being able to sit down and comb through records and trace your lineage back. Which is why because, with my lineage specifically, so many steps were taken to ensure that we couldn't trace ourselves back to who we came from. Like, my lineage, like I can trace my lineage back maybe to like the late 1800s. And then beyond that, who knows? And because of who knows I'm related to. And which is why whenever I talk about something that happened historically, And people are like, "Oh man, well, but that didn't happen to you." Yeah, it happened to my family. Because just like I can't tell you that I'm related to those people, you can't tell me that I'm not. And that makes it so that all those people who worked so hard to divide us instead um I choose to use that division as a way to bring us together. So yes, people in Tuskegee, those are my family. People got bombed in Philly in the 80s, those are my family too. Tell me different. Show me on the paperwork how I'm not related to these people. Oh, right. Also, speaking of cookies, so I am not a baker. There is one non-roasted thing that I can put in the oven that can come out and be good, and that is my biscuit recipe. But um I decided randomly at 1 o'clock in the morning that I wanted cookies. And I don't have a K within 3,000 miles. So I cannot demand cookies of someone who can turn out professional quality cookies. But they sell pre made cookie dough where you just take it out, put it on the thing, and throw it in the oven. And so in my grocery order, I did include I did waste $5 getting this pre-made cookie dough. So I may be having cookies for dinner. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. I see you typing. Don't judge me. Hold on, what's a Carter?
Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches. Before machines. Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
Okay, I gotta go bring in groceries. I shall return shortly. In the meantime, enjoy the hold music. Here's the thing. Yeah, we can do better. I'm sure you could send me a recipe that's really good, but then I would have to get all of the ingredients and have all the ingredients on hand, and then have the spoons to mix them up and put them back in the fridge, and then break them down into and then put those, and then pull that out, and then put those in the. Or I could just open the bag, put them on the tray, put the tray in the oven. And like I said, I wanted cookies. I didn't say I wanted good cookies. I didn't say I wanted the platonic form of chocolate chip cookie. Yes, chef. I shall return. Well, so there is a mountain of groceries, far more than I was expecting. So I'm gonna wrap up this conversation with the driver, end the stream a little early, and then go deal with the groceries and the kitchen stuff. And apparently, I gotta like make food and stuff. I have things to do. But also, quick rant. Ha! Okay, I used the screen. I used to be one of those people who was like, "How dare you take shortcuts when cooking? How dare you use the mixed or the pre-made or the whatever?" But a lot of things changed my mind. One, the fancy wedding cakes. The fancy wedding cakes that you get, that shit, all that shit comes out of a box. With the exception of Hanson's, which is down the street from here, which is where a lot of those like celebrity party cakes come from. I don't know what they use, but it is at least part crack cocaine. And if you go to their little like bakery, they sell cupcakes made out of the same cake stuff for like $1.25. And it's like the full ass, fancy ass sprinkles cupcakes. And it's like $1.50 a pop. Like you get a 6-pack of them things for cheap. And then eat yourself sick. They're delightful. If you're ever in LA, no one will ever tell you to go to Hanson's. Go to Hanson's. Go to Hanson's, get a cupcake. And then they have mini cupcakes for like 75 cents. And so you just walk in with $10 and get 3 days worth of mini cupcakes. But also, like, you'll be in the store and you'll see like cut up onions or cut up bell peppers or cut up this or like the jarred garlic, and you'll be like, ugh, how dare they? Like, that's so wasteful. And they use the packaging. And look, there are too many cooking videos, too many videos of like, well, when I don't feel like cooking, this is what I make for myself. And then they get a cutting board and a knife. Excuse me? Turning on the stove is already a huge departure. Like, the microwave was invented for a reason, okay? So, if you get the jarred garlic, if you get the pre-cut up onions, like Trader Joe's sells them frozen, if you get things to make your life easier so that you can spend less money on food in the grand scheme, like them cut up onions, the difference between you putting on a pan on the stove versus ordering DoorDash, like, and like the example everyone always uses is, oh, well, if you have kids, you're tired and you don't have time, which is true. But you don't have to have kids to be tired. You don't have to have kids to not have the spoons. Like, you could be like Kay and work 2 jobs. You could be like me and just be a lazy bastard. But, like, all of these modern conveniences were made and designed to make our lives easier. And yeah, like Kay says, also disabled people exist. Like, I also used to be one of those people who was like, oh man, I'll never get my groceries delivered. I'll go to the store and get them and you know what the finest fucking thing on earth is? Just the best fucking thing. You go on the website, you press some buttons, and somebody at the store who probably isn't getting paid enough, and I feel bad about that, runs around the store, throws all that shit into a bag, and then you pull up and you press a button, and then they bring it and put it in your car. Hey, here's the other thing. Because many people have argued with me, they're like, but I like to like go in the store and like browse and look. You can still do all that. You could still do all that. But if you get in the same like box of chicken broth and the same pack of frozen broccoli and the same loaf of bread every fucking week, you don't need to waste your goddamn time going and picking it up and press the button on the website, on the application. And then what you do is you rock up to the store, you wander around, you do all the browsing that you want to do, get your shit put in the cart, check out, and then press the button, and then they bring the rest of the shit out to you. And guess what? You saved yourself an hour in the fucking store. We have modern conveniences are what make society. Like, one of the greatest inventions in the world was the electric washing machine. Because it meant that people, and let's be real, mostly women, weren't stuck all the goddamn day washing your goddamn laundry. It used to be there was a laundry day where once a week, all you did all day was wash your fucking clothes. Now, what I do is I put my clothes in the washer, then I forget about them, and then I wash them again because they're a little musty, and then I put them in the dryer, and I forget about them until I need a piece of clothing that is in the dryer, and then I go and empty out the dryer. Like, be ungovernable. You don't have to live by these rules. I have not folded a piece of laundry in the past like 15 fucking years. Because why? Why am I going to fold up socks? Why? Go to the store. Buy 20 pairs of the same socks. Buy 40 pairs of the same socks. Dump them all out into a basket. And then when you need socks, grab 2 of them motherfuckers. 3 if you have a third leg. And guess what? They all match. Right. Yeah, like the free delivery, $50. And so David wants cookies. David bought the pre-made bullshit. And he go put them on a thing and put them in the oven, and he go have cookies. Is it the best cookie? No. But let's be real. Plenty of us eat ramen, like the 10 cent a bag ramen. We're not always looking for the best and most finest thing. And honestly, I think that's a good thing, because the people who are like, oh no, the next thing that I experience has to be the best, they are rich, spoiled fools. Anyone who can't appreciate the less finer things in life, I don't need to know you. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up, and then my food that should be refrigerated is quickly heating up. So you're in a Carter's Guild? I don't think anybody's trying to replace you, bud. That is smart. I should switch overlays into the actual game. But you see, I got real like passion, like plugged in. Anyway, he didn't say anything important. We're getting the fuck out of here. Fuck this. He gets the circle of shame because he's a piece of shit. Oh my god, you got a shiny! I heard that the shiny has been the shiny acquisition has been streamlined. But we're gonna raid somebody. I don't know who yet. Let's see who's streaming. Ooh, I could stream. I could do Cypher of Tyr, who is playing the Baldur's Gate. Amber Space Jamber. But they are fundraising for Rainbow Road, so we're gonna go raid live from the apocalypse. for charity. I had a conversation with Measurehead before, and ooh-wee, that is another couch that I want to apply genitalia to repeatedly. But thank you everybody for coming. I expect to see absolutely everybody on Sunday. It is the charity game. It's the big thing that we do every year. It's all hands on deck. So please be there or be all right angles. And I will see y'all on Sunday. Let me change the thing. All right. Hang out for the raid. See you Sunday. Bye.